tonight in Jupiter, Florida. Baseball has told the Players Association to prepare for the start of the season to be postponed if no deal is in place. ESPN MLB writer June Lee was Spain and Fitz earlier tonight on what's at stake for the game.
Baseball's struggling to capture not the hardcore fan, but the casual fan who likes baseball and maybe will go to a couple games in summer or potentially could become a bigger fan if they're given the opportunity to invest in the sport, and baseball just hasn't catered to them. And so I think it's a situation where baseball isn't in a position where it's going to die out forever. I think that's a little dramatic, but I do think that it will cement itself as a third sport in America.
June Lee with Spain and Fitz on ESPN Radio. Derek Jeter stepping down Monday as the Marlins CEO, also selling his 4% stake in the team as well. Jeter, in a statement released Monday, said the vision for the future of the franchise is different than the one I signed up to lead. NBA, Ja Morant, 46 Saturday, 52 Monday night in the Grizzlies' 118-105 home win against San Antonio. It's the first 50-point game in franchise history. College basketball, number 3, Baylor winning its 25th game of the season. Baylor on the road in Austin, beating number 21 Texas 68-61. Number 12 Texas Tech at home, holding on for a 73-68 win against Kansas State.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Look, I'm not paying this all on LeBron James, but I think when there's a lack of sense of urgency about the position they're in, it looks like this Lakers team has honestly quit.
More from the guys Tuesday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
ESPN Honolulu presents Call the Coach with University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior basketball coach Eran Ganot. Presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii. And brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186.
Welcome to our Monday edition of Call the Coach. I'm Bobby Curran, along with Rainbow Warrior head coach Eran Ganot, who I left Hawaii Kai an hour and a half ago, and I only got here 10 minutes ago. So how you got here when you left is nearly miraculous.
No, I'm just happy to be here. When we started out, we saw some of the traffic and the lights. We just competed. Barbie did a great job navigating us through. I sprinted the last couple legs here, but I'm here and look forward to catching up, and it's great to see a lot of familiar faces.
We're here now after what I thought was a fabulous senior night. I thought that was really nicely done with the video presentations. I mean, I really thought you consider this is still the tail end of the pandemic, and they did a great job on that.
No one does it like Hawaii, and we've been very blessed to have great seniors, and I got cut off here.
Well, it's funny because I can hear you now over the...
Yep, you can hear me, yeah.
Yeah,
so
we can hear you, so go ahead.
No, great senior groups. No one does senior night like Hawaii for our sport, for every sport, and obviously we've missed some of that over the last couple of years, and it wasn't, normally the guys also get to go around the room and grab some lays, but everything was back. Other than that, we had a great game, obviously, that went down to the wire. We have a great senior group. Some family, Mate's family was able to be here.
It was fabulous to see them.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. And Jerome's obviously girlfriend was here.
Yeah.
But the families that couldn't be here sent this awesome video. We surprised the guys with that, and just to see their emotion, Junior especially, because of what.
That's from the Sudan. That's a long way now.
No, and it was just awesome to kind of at the end of the game. We worked so hard to sit back and watch these guys celebrate each other and see them so happy and smiling. There's nothing like it.
Let me get to this because you said it was it was down to the wire. Actually, I would say, having done both games, they both were really tight games, but you won them by a combined 21 points. They were not that close in the very final analysis because you guys have gotten good at playing at the end of games.
Yeah, we've been on both sides of it, and our guys have, one of the things that's really important is experience, whether good and bad. It can really help you if you handle it right. Our guys continue to handle it right, and we've been in enough of those games where, in both these games there were battles with one, with 5 minutes to go and one with 7 minutes to go. And we talked about you need to be at your best when your best is needed, and in both games we were probably at our best during those stretches, whether on both ends, the balance, getting to the line, making big free throws. Defensively, we've been really consistent as we're trying to navigate some things offensively with guys in and out.
Well, I think, when you look at what you were missing on the Thursday game at Cal Poly, you were missing 24 points out of your lineup on a team that it's not like points come in bunches. You guys are averaging around 70 points a game, so 24 is considerable.
Yeah, and well, it would be for anybody. It's
Absolutely.
more the magnitude of, you're coming. That's why I said after the game on Thursday is one of our bigger wins because of the context. You're coming off one of your tough losses. You're going into that tough loss, losing 2 key players, and we don't have that. But we've already lost enough guys. So,
yeah, okay.
But this group has risen to the occasion every time. When we always say next man. A lot of people we say next man, every man. It's not on one guy. It's a collective group effort. And in this situation, Lotto had to step up, Bion had to step up, Zor has stepped up. Everybody has given us something at different times of the year that have allowed us to kind of navigate through this period. And, Mate, stepped up. And Justice has played a bigger role, which, again, this week will help those guys for next week and moving forward. So how can you not be proud of this group?
Oh, there's absolutely no question about that. How is Lefty doing? How's Noel doing?
He's doing well. I mean, in terms of, it's an unfortunate situation. The timing and the necessity for the surgery. The important thing at this point, just like I said with Samuta and Juan, was that's the nature of what they're going through. The surgeries were successful for those two, and they're, as you see them around, they're going to,
They look good. They look like they could play practically.
The recovery's been great, and then so in Noel's situation, the surgery was necessary. He had it that Thursday. It was successful surgery. He looks like Mike Tyson just knocked him out, though. But I got to see him on Friday. We checked in with him. Everything is going according to plan. He has some follow-ups, and he'll be back. He'll be back and have spring workouts and all that.
Now, is he going to be able to come to Las Vegas?
We're hoping he comes to Las Vegas. Yes,
I know he wouldn't be there for this week's road
right.
trip,
No, he's got to be. The
follow-up.
The sensation, the sensitivity of the area. But the good thing is the surgery, like we said, is successful. He's engaged. The guys. We got to step up for each other, and especially for the guys who are out who would love to be there, and the guys are doing that.
And anyway, I wanted to get to something about him because he not only is he a leading scorer, he took such a leap forward. I thought with his off-season last year and then coming in, scored spectacularly, but what I love about him is he doesn't press. He got an ordinary amount of attention. I got that, but he didn't ever let it change his game.
Yeah, for a stretch he was playing as well as anybody in our league, and then people adjusted and they're scouting him, and not really stuff he can't handle. It's just making it very difficult for him to get loose. And to his credit, he lets the game come to him. His poise during that stretch, it's been a different guy for us on different nights, and nobody forces things. And I think he's really stepped up defensively. We talked about his improvement in the offseason with his strength. I think it's allowed him to have his best year. He made a mini breakthrough last year. He made a big breakthrough this year, and I think he'll make more breakthroughs moving forward. I'm excited. Last year in the offseason he could lean on experience from the past in terms of now he played 20 minutes a game. Now he can lean on experience from playing more of a role, seeing more scouting, moving up the scout, things like that. That will help him moving forward, will drive him moving forward. I think as good as he's been, and he's certainly a guy who's an all-conference player, in my opinion, his best days are ahead of him. I'm just he's a sophomore. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Well, I just think he has so much upside because I think people say, well, he got so much better. Look what he is now. I'm saying, just wait.
Yeah.
Wait to see what he is a year from now.
Yeah, like I said, he now has this experience he can lean on. He's battle-tested. He's going through things that he hadn't gone through before. He's going to get stronger again. He's going to continue to become a better shooter, a better defender, a better playmaker. He's late bloomer. These reps are just happening now, and with the history and the kind of kid he is, the kind of worker he is, he's one of those guys that continues to get better, and I expect that to happen.
There's a couple of guys I just want to mention because I've told you this. That I travel. I'm the only non-university. There's not a guy on this team that I don't really like. I mean, I might even be unique because almost every team has, one guy that's a little marginal. That guy doesn't exist on this team.
Well, we got a good combination. They're likable. You like them, obviously. You respect them. They're competitors. They have a balance there. They're really connected. And we said that going into the year. And even the guys who've been out have stayed connected, and they make sure they stay connected. So, when you go through what we've gone through, a lot of people, if you were to tell other teams they'd have 3 guys out for the year and 5 men out at different times for 6 weeks each, it could have laid down. This group never lays down, and they continue to step up and fight for each other, and that's why they've found a way to navigate this and even make jumps. And right now we have to go through this period one more time where we have to kind of wrinkle for our current personnel, but I'm looking forward to going through that challenge with them.
You kind of have guys that are perfect for certain situations. Like I thought Cal Poly surprised me in terms of Beon's contribution. I kind of anticipated that against Bakersfield.
Right.
Because he did it at Bakersfield, and plus they like to get really physical with you. I thought, well, good luck, because if you're battling down and you're going up against Beon and Jerome, you got your hands full.
Yeah, and it's interesting, the last 5-6 minutes of the game against Cal Poly, we went with Beon for a rare time at the 4 and Jerome at the 5.
Yeah.
And so obviously Bakersfield, both games he's played a role, but I think he stayed ready. I think we needed him, and he stepped up. Obviously people allude to the ability to, he made 4 threes this week, but he always been a factor on the offensive boards, his physicality. He certainly likes some of the layups he had around the rim back, but I think he'll make those. I mean, the reality is we want to get those layups. So he'll make those. He's, now in his second year in the program. He's a little more comfortable. And like I said, breakthroughs lead to more breakthroughs. Sometimes people need breakthroughs. This is one of his best weeks since he's been here, and it couldn't come at a better time.
And I think he was, I'm trying to remember the game. It's where we stay at that really out-of-the-way Courtyard Marriott. I can't remember. But he was in there. I saw him with a relative, I think, after the game, and I went up to him and I said, "Hey, I wish that you'd gotten a chance tonight. I think you could have helped." Just being, the way you are, and he would say thanks, and I never puts his head down. He never said a negative thing about the fact that he didn't play. I know he was disappointed, especially you get a relative to come. I don't know about you, but that block he had, I was like, who is that?
Yeah, see, I'm saying a bunch of things. It wasn't just the threes. It was just the it was the presence, the heart, the fight, the spirit. And, we have always said it's easy to say, hard to do, but you got to do it. People have to bide their time. He's playing behind some good players. Samuta went through it. Mate went through it. A lot of guys went through it. And you can't sit there and give him a magic formula. Sometimes you got to keep working and stay ready, and that's very easy for us to say.
No doubt.
But you have to do it for you, for us, and to his credit, he did, and when his number was called, he was ready. That's 100% a credit to him. And I'll say this, and he said this, it's a credit to the team because they all support each other during that time, and you could see how happy they were for him.
Well, and he's the right kind of kid. He's one of the quieter guys. He's not the front porch life of the party. He's not a Morrow.
Yeah.
Or he's not,
those are the extremes.
He's not Juan. He's just not that guy that's got the jokes and, he's really at it in imitations and everything.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, if you need a guy next to you in the foxhole, he wouldn't be a bad choice.
Well, I don't think they're going to change their route when they see him.
No doubt. I don't blame them. Here's a texter. How is Kamaka doing? Will he be able to play this week?
I was asked that earlier today, and the nature of the timing of where it was at. If you notice at the end of the game, he was on the bench. He was walking around a little bit, so it started to get a little bit better. I think even Sunday, Monday, it was better. So the progress is going in a good direction. We're going to be smart about it. We're going to monitor it. But it looks like it's going in a great direction. We'll kind of go from there. From where it was, obviously, you kind of, and I hope everybody doesn't have that feeling that here we go again. Here's another guy.
I did. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it didn't cross your mind.
No, it did, and then I had to snap out of it since there was 5 minutes left in the game and we still had to go. So, and then you see him on the bench, you talk to him, and you just say, hey, let's see how it is tomorrow. Because, some of these injuries, sometimes you got to see how it is 24 hours later, 48 hours later. So the good news is it's going in a great direction. It's better, and we're going to be smart about it. But I feel like bottom line is it's going in a good direction.
What you worry about with an ankle like his is that it becomes chronic.
Right.
Because he's had, that ankle before. So I'm sure, I really count on Lawrence, and I know you do, that he'll be on it. He'll not only the rehab, but he'll have it taped in such a way that he's least likely to do further damage. I trust the training staff.
Yeah, and everybody's different in every area. So the bottom line is it's the medical team, it's the student athlete, and we kind of go from there. But none of our players you can't play practice or games without being taped or braced. So that eases, when you see that eases the recovery time, the turnaround time. So that was a positive. And the way he's felt in the last 48 hours is a positive.
Oh, Hawaii is 9-4 in conference. Considering what this team has been through and overcome, I think that's quite remarkable. And it's not over yet. We got to take a quick timeout. This is Call the Coach from Ruby Tuesdays on ESPN Honolulu.
Protect your family with V-Shield, the next generation of hand sanitizers. As a spray or lotion, V-Shield kills the COVID virus on contact, providing 4 hours of protection. Purchase V-Shield sanitizers at all Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union locations, just $13. With every sanitizer purchase, the credit union will donate a travel spray to a frontline hero. Visit highfivecu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. All sales final. Nova Shield LLC is solely responsible for the content of this advertisement and is the manufacturer and distributor of this product. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union makes no representations or warranties concerning the effectiveness of this product.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar, there's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers, just $777.
Rivals Sports Bar and Lounge is your home for the ultimate sports viewing experience. Enjoy all the sports up close and in style. Enjoy March Madness with the best wings in town. Watch the NBA with a slice of Waikiki pizza. Then wash it down with an ice-cold seltzer or local brew. Rivals has one of Oahu's most extensive whiskey collections too. For every sport, for every game, for everyone. Rival Sports Bar and Lounge in the Waikiki Malia by Outrigger.
Well, what you doing now? I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homey fall-proof gear. Well, I don't think bubble wrap and duct tape going to work. Yeah, I get them. Check this out. Okay. Well, you okay? I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting smoking hot in here. Oh, no. It's raining over here. How we pop all the stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Here's something new from Paxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Paxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA. Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu.
Eran, I noticed that you guys, I mean, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily you didn't get tech or anything, but I noticed that you guys were working the officials a little bit in that game. I kind of got it because I thought there was a couple things they were calling more than you generally see. Were more 3-second calls than I've seen in a college basketball game in 10 years.
Yep.
Were you thinking that at the time? Like, what's going on with that, guys?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, it's part of the game. So big thing I always say, as you know, is you got to adjust to the way the game's being officiated. That's part of the deal. That's just like adjustments to the way the game's being played on both ends. The other teams, that's part of the deal too. And then we watch it. We watch the film. Is it 3 second? We talk to our team about it. The other game, I think a week or so ago, the more travels than we've had ever called. So
absolutely.
At the end of the day, you know, it's part of the game to communicate with the officials, and then you adjust to it, and then you work with your team on it.
I don't know what you see when you watch the film because Mate gets called for an unusual number of illegal screens. I'm not sure they're all illegal screens. What's your thought?
Well, we look at them as well, and I think you know, the other day the other team had more of the illegal screens. So you know, I think sometimes, you know, I saw one the other day where the guy got hit so hard they called an illegal screen. But if it's a legal guarding position, then it's not on the screener. If he moves, and obviously it is a point of emphasis, but it's, you got to make sure you get those right for both teams.
Well, and I will say one thing. That official, especially Martin, at the top of it, he is dedicated. I mean, I can tell he wants to get it right, but I don't care who you are. At the speed of the game in college these days, no one's going to be right all the time. Hey, I thought you guys adjusted pretty well because I felt the calls went more with you, largely because you guys had kind of learned from watching what was going to happen in the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think that's a credit to our guys. I mean, you have to learn the game. You have to study the points of emphasis every year. We bring in officials to speak to our team. We watch the video of the points of emphasis with our team. We engage with our team. And then if the way the season's going, if we're getting hit in certain areas, we watch it. So, but as you know, it's not a perfect science. We make mistakes as coaches. Players make mistakes, officials make mistakes. It's just about making sure we're cognizant and focused on trying to do the best job we can.
Thank God we're announcers, so we never make mistakes.
You have never, ever. No question.
Well, trust me, I wouldn't want to admit to how many mistakes we might make in the course of a 2-hour game. But let me get to this. But we correct what we can. And I think just as you guys do. So I think there's some similarities. Were you happy generally with the way the guys responded on the offensive end against Bakersfield?
Particularly in I said at the halftime, I thought we were missing a lot of layups.
Chippies, absolutely.
So you don't want to overreact and just look at the numbers. You go, are we getting good shots? And so I thought we left a lot of points at the table because they're a really hard team to score against. They're very physical. You see a lot of teams low score, and then you see they do a good job. They were taking the air out of the ball. They were really slowing it down.
They'll sit and dribble off 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Right, and they threw it into the backcourt on even baseline out of bounds.
60 feet they throw it.
Right, so we needed to get some stops, which we did to generate a push. But we watched the film, and we thought, at this time of the year, execution's at a premium. Everybody kind of knows each other. But we left and that's a credit to the defenses in our league. But we left a lot at the table, not just finishing around the rim, but our screening, our setups for screens, our timing, that was the big focus point when we watched film and went on the court today. You lapse in those areas at this time in the year, and you're playing catch till late shot clock. And so I thought the guys did a great job to end the game in both games, but we can't have more of that moving forward if we want to do what we want to do.
Well, I think if I was an opponent, I might pressure you guys because if you can get you to use 7 or 8 seconds getting into the forecourt, and then your guys have a tendency to move it around the perimeter, and takes a little while before they're actually attacking the rim.
Well, we want to move the ball, but we want to also get into
people that can score it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you all fine.
I lost my. There you go again. Sorry. So you want to play inside out. Yes, we want to move the ball, but not play catch. There's a difference. You want to create a collapse, a convergence of the defense as we're moving the ball side to side. And like you just said, when we're not doing that, it's really easy to guard.
Yeah.
And so that gets us in a situation where we're not making the defense work at all. And that was a focus point for us. And I know we had guys playing out of position, and we had to kind of navigate without some key players. But no one's feeling sorry for us, so we got to make sure we continue to be impactful in what we do offensively.
By the way, that's going to continue. When you get to Henderson, no one's going to feel sorry for you there.
No.
I'm just letting you know.
No question.
In case you were in any doubt. They would wish you had more starters out, frankly. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. I don't ever wish for other players or people on the other team to be shorthanded. But if someone's leading scorer happens to be out, I'll wish him a very quick recovery for the next game.
There you go.
And
no,
that's
at the end
really
of the day,
how it goes.
With our guys we have, we hope Kamaka will be better and that our guys can finish this year out that are out there right now, and for every team, so we can have a great competitive finish to league play and a competitive conference tournament. That's what it's all about. So, again, all I can say, though, is some of those things are outside of our control, and our guys have done an unbelievable job of focusing on what they can, and we're staying engaged with the guys who are out.
I thought a couple of guys have really stepped it up offensively in the absence of Noel. One of them is Javon Mcclanahan. He is more taking it to the hole. He'll take a mid-range if he gets by somebody. I just think that's fabulous. He's a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's a worker, so he works in every area, though. He works on the floor, he works in the weight room, he works on the film, as you know, and he studies the game, and it's allowed the game to slow down for him, and he's playing with more confidence. This has been his best year. He's one of the better players in our league at taking care of the ball, running his team. He had 6 assists, 1 turnover, and he probably would have had 8 assists if we made some layups. He shot the ball better overall in league play, and he's been poised down the stretch for us the last 2 games. So, yes, we've gotten better in those situations, but so has he at a critical position, and he's had more on his plate with Noel out, and Junior has to step up as well. So, credit to, like we said, there's guys you talk about, Beyond and Lotto and Mate off the bench and Justice, but the guys who have been starters for us have to carry a bigger load, and they've done a good job with that.
Every once in a while, a couple of guys I want to mention, because I think Junior has also stepped it up offensively. He's going to the hole more. He's trying. He gets rid of it quickly if he doesn't have an avenue. And the other guy is Jerome.
Yep.
I mean, he has been. I occasionally give vent. Everybody mostly remembers this. There was a player at Pitt, I think it was Jerome Lane,
yep,
if I'm not mistaken, and he once went in and flushed a dunk, and Bill Raftery went nuts. Send it in, Jerome! And I have to steal that occasionally when Romy does something that you almost can't believe. He goes up against big guys and forces his way to sometimes end ones.
I would love for him to shatter the basket like that kid at Pitt did. I mean, that's one of the great calls. I think that was like in the early 90s. One of the great calls.
Fabulous.
So, I know Jerome wears a lot of hats for us. I think, people talk about his consistency. He's averaging, 12 and 7. Is a playmaker for us as well. We post him. We put him on the perimeter. I think he should be up for Defensive Player of the Year because he plays, we talked about, some of the best position in terms of across the board in our league is at the 4.
Yep, no
and
question.
so he defends them inside and out. And then he moves and plays some of the bigger guys at the 5. And he's done a sensational job of that. And when you combine that with his leadership, his offense, this guy's an all-conference player.
Well, I think so, too. And when he gets out, everybody wants to show on the screens, but he is great. He knows when to do it, when it's not wise. He's a very smart player.
Yeah, and we've asked our guys to, at times, some game plans we show, some game plans we're in drop. Then he has to guard a shooting 4, a post-up 4, and then when he goes at the 5, he's always given up height. But even the biggest 5s, he's very hard to move. And that's such a big piece for our team, his warrior-like mentality and his leadership. So really pleased to have him with us. I'd certainly like to have him for another year.
Well, it's funny because I thought Jay Billis was reassuring everybody nationwide that this is a done deal. He said there's no way they can rationalize it. And he goes, and if they don't grant it, it'll be in court, and they're going to lose. He said, so... I
love Jay Billis. I think he's dead on in this regard.
Well, I think he's right. I mean, I often like Jay Billis.
Yeah.
I think he's right a lot. I remember when he came in and talked to your team.
Yeah,
for a guy that doesn't know the individuals, I thought he just hit a lot of the main points when he was in practice.
And he was very gracious. He was absolutely. I'll speak to your team. I've gotten to know him when we were with Under Armour. He would be on the Under Armour retreats, and he'd speak to the coaches there. And I think he's really passionate. Obviously, one of the premier media college basketball guys in the country, and he's got a law degree, I believe, as well. So he understands this stuff. But in this regard, he's 100% right.
Well, I don't want to say self-interest is entering into this a little bit, but I just think Jerome is he's a fabulous leader. I think he sets a tone on the floor because even when he gets a call that isn't right, he gets, I can see it in his jaw that he's upset about it a little bit, but he said he realizes the best thing to do is put it behind you and go play on the other end.
He moves on quick. I mean, which is really hard to do because he's very passionate. And you can, it might be a call. I mean, we can get after him as coaches, and he always takes it the right way and just focuses on the messaging and what I need to do better. And I think that's,
it's a gift, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's another part. It's as good as having a good first step, kind of.
Yeah, it's such a great testament to his leadership and maturity, and it's gone permeated throughout our program that in the moments, and the game is, so much about the moments. It's up and down. Our sport is very up and down. If you pout for a second, you'll get scored on.
No question.
There's no stoppage. Yep. There's none of that. And so it's important for our whole team, but certainly he's really good in that area.
We have a very good text, which I'm looking forward to reading, but I'm going to do it after this timeout. You are listening to Call the Coach at Ruby Tuesdays on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, okay. Woo.
Public workers
Offers include
I'm fired up. Make some noise.
lifeguards,
Oh, I see here the Napola golf tournament is coming up.
and thousands more.
You guys go to that? Does basketball have a golf tournament? Get on that, Dominic. Come on. All right, we're going to give away, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, we're giving away 2 tickets. Did I give away 4 tickets to baseball? 4 tickets to Rainbow Baseball. And it's for this Friday. No. Any day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. What I'm going to do is get your cell number, and we're going to text you the tickets. Okay, super easy. That's how they do it. And our winner is Mike Ishii. Okay, I got your phone number. This is your cell number, right? Okay, we're gonna let us know what day you want to go, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and then we'll text you the tickets. All right, now Rainbow Wahine, first place in the Big West. They're playing coming up Thursday and Saturday. Got a couple of tickets for that to give away right now. And our winner is Mark Fukuda. Hey! Okay, we got your cell. I'm going to find out what day you want to go. And let's do one more. 1 minute? All right. It's $20 and Ruby Tuesday. What is your special going to be? Is there a special for the month of March? Rick Nakashima, everybody! 8 items and 2 free Caesar salads for $39.99. 8 items to choose from. No, you don't have to buy 8 items. That sounded like an expensive night. Okay, take it you can though. Choose 2 items, 2 of 8 items. You get 2 free Caesar salads for $39.99. Ruby Tuesday location. We're $20 at Ruby Tuesday right now. And our winner is...
Hang out with just your dog.
It is... Eunice Juan. Man, it's like only that table's winning. Back to Bobby Curran and Coach Ganot.
Here's something from Paxa.
Oh, he's a lighter.
HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud and as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To schedule a demo with Paxa, what is HPE partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's
Call the coach on ESPN Honolulu. Welcome back.
Carl, I'm just going to say this. I want to let all of you know I have missed you guys. The Zoom thing is nice that we had it in a pinch, but there's nothing quite like being here. I love it. And I know you feel the same way.
No question.
So. Let's get to a couple of things. Let me start with the text, because I thought it's a recruiting question. Is Coach looking to recruit an athletic big for next season? Well, how about every season? Maybe trying to go toe-to-toe with the athleticism of maybe Long Beach State.
Yeah, no, I think every year, I think about our team. We've had some injuries this year, but we have a 4-man front court right now with Mate, Bernardo, Jerome, Kamaka. It's a pretty good front court in our conference. One of the best, I think, the best front court in our conference. So, with the situation with Mate and then obviously the up in the air with Jerome, I think we're looking at that as a premier spot that we're targeting. Maybe 1 or 2 guys, but every year. You
have somebody committed already who's sort of a stretch for.
Well, I can't comment on. Yeah.
Well, I'm just talking generalities, but would you say he's purchase-like?
Well, he's going to be one of those. You got these veteran guys back, and we got a young guy that we're going to develop that we're really excited about. And I'll talk more about him when I'm allowed to. But That's been a target of ours. Is you want to have the combination of an inside-out and athleticism and skill, and I think we have that now. We're looking ahead for future years. But with Mate gone, obviously we're looking for. We feel good about our 4 spot. We could still add that. We obviously have a guy sitting out for us right now. And then we want to continue to be big, where you're going against the Irvines, and so we've been able be right there with size, but we lose size. So we're going to try to get a combination of the strength, size, and athleticism with skill.
When we talk about athleticism, though, I don't know that Long Beach State has a front court player as athletic as Samuta Avea. I don't know if you agree with that.
No, well, there's another guy who could have been, could have had those four guys we talked about with Samuta, with Junior, with Bion, and so
scary actually.
And so it is what it is. But we do have Samuta coming back. We do have these guys will get better next year. We've already obviously, when I can talk about the commits, and hopefully we'll have obviously a really important and I feel a good signing period in the spring into the summer.
How many scholarships do you have now?
Well, we have Mate gone and Junior gone.
Right.
We have a guy that has verbally committed that I'll talk about. And then at the end of the year, you kind of look at what your situation is at. But we're looking for the 22 class. We're ahead on the 23 class, 24 class. We feel really good about where we're at, where we're headed. We felt really excited about this group. We didn't know we'd have so many guys go out. But they've been phenomenal. And other guys
Did you
have
know
stepped up.
Jerome was going to be this good, actually?
I think I said the other day that we knew he'd be good. I said this to him in front of the team, that our expectations of him were very high, and he's exceeded those. So it wasn't a situation where we knew.
Like he shocked you, right?
No, it's just always.
Well, the consistency, though, I don't know if a coach can expect that from a first-year guy. I don't care how old he is.
Well, you're trying to fit into the culture, fit into in your first year, and he did it day one. He's voted captain, all those things, and so he's playing the 4, he's playing the 5. Guys were out. So not only the impact, but we also needed him to step up when he's still figuring things out. Now, obviously, things have slowed down for him. But, I'll say this. We're really excited about the group we have coming back, who we have coming in, who we're on coming in for this year and next year.
Okay, now we want to invite you all, if you want to participate. You want to ask Eran or make a comment or ask a question. And what I ask of you, if we send the microphone over to you, first thing, introduce yourself, and then go ahead with your question. Sir.
Hi, Eran. Shane.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. I know this season's not close to being over yet, but just looking forward to the off season. The recruiting. I just had a question. Like, how much of a focus do you think you focused on re-recruiting the guys you got here? I think you guys mentioned 1,600 players.
Transfer portal.
The last couple years. I mean, that's just the reality of the landscape of college basketball, I guess, now. But, we got eligible to come back, Noel Coleman, Bernardo, Kamaka, Mcclanahan. They get Justice and Bion a year under their belt. Samuta and Munoz coming back. I mean, it's just a solid nucleus. And I'm just wondering your mindset with the coaching staff as far as re-recruiting the guys you got back. I know nothing's a guarantee, but just wanted your take on that.
Well, I think you can tell when guys who've been fortunate now to be around our team on a daily basis or watch our team play, it's pretty clear they're connected. And I think part of, people are re-recruiting. I understand that's part of the game, and but we do it on a daily level. It's a day in, day out. We love our guys. We take care of our guys. We support our guys. We push our guys. We challenge our guys. Some people will do certain things and then, we want to keep these guys, so let's act this way for the last couple weeks. We don't have to flip a switch. We do it on a daily basis in terms of creating a family atmosphere. You just said with the group we have coming back, what an exciting time for a recruit to come in to Hawaii. Okay, all these things are starting to go away. Here comes the fan base. Here comes our tip-off event. Here comes all these fantastic things that we lost. And wow, I get to be part of that group. They share the ball. They play an exciting brand. They have a good group coming back. I can jump into that. And the other thing for some of the younger guys, that we'll have a pretty strong senior class. You got Samuta and Juan and Kamaka next year who will be seniors. And so I can be a young guy. So you have the compliment, you got to compliment it. It's a formula. It's a science, putting this group together for next year. But who's going to complement this team, and who's going to be the young guys that are also, the ready to play guys, and the young guys that can learn. And that's the essence of culture. When you have the seniors and the best players and the older guys show the younger guys the way, the younger guys become the older guys. That's the great part of this program continuity. You're going to see Samuta grow through the years. You guys have seen Bernardo. You've seen Mate. You've seen Junior. So the development piece on and off the court is fact. And now, we just had some tough stretches the last 4 or 5 years with some of these injuries. But these guys keep staying together, and so we stay together because they're so tight. So to answer your question about the re-recruiting, the transfer market part of the world, we understand that. We do the best we can and to the maximum of making sure we take care of our guys on a daily level. And just seeing how excited they've been to see a fan base again. You know, some of the guys last year never saw the fans. They never saw senior night. And now these guys, and you could tell watching them the other night, they're sitting there marveling at it. And just traveling with them, this is a connected group. It's always sad to see guys go to see, you know, those seniors. But you'll always have good players leave your program and great players coming into your program, and development of the newcomers and development of the returners. But I'm excited about kind of, and I appreciate everybody here for allowing us and helping us take care of these guys. That's the number one most important thing, my number one job. Our number one job is the staff, but we've got a lot of help from the great people in Hawaii.
That's awesome. So one last question regarding Bernardo. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed that hasn't been taking that mid-range jumper as often, you know, that 15, 20-footer. I noticed a lot of times when trying to score, he's like posting up and stuff, but my understanding, he can hit that shot, but I'm just wondering if that's something that was discussed.
Yeah, it's like we were talking today, we were doing a lot of shooting. I said, you better shoot that three next year. We better add that to your game next year. And so I think you go look at his growth over the years, and he's had the limitation that others haven't. He's missed chunks of time in each year. So I'm hoping this is going to be his best offseason, a clean offseason for him, but he's now has reps. He's only a sophomore too. Him and Noel are sophomores in our program. And he had great success. He's averaging 10 and 6 as a sophomore. He's gone through all of that. Now people just like Noel are scouting him, but he's improved he's gone from a finisher, drop-off guy to now he's making that mid-range shot. He's shooting 70, 80% from the free throw line. He made a lot of big free throws for us the other day. He's getting stronger. So I feel like that thing, it doesn't happen overnight. I do feel like he's extending his range. I think there's going to be a time where he's going to shoot the three. I would love to see it happen, where he makes it consistently. It's going to change his whole game. But I just have this great feeling that he's going to have a great offseason. He's going to get bigger, stronger like he does every year. I hope he stays healthy, which will allow him to do those things. He's an incredibly intelligent young man. So I like where he's at. I love where he's headed with all the stuff that he's gone through. And teams are really trying to challenge him in a lot of ways. And he continues to fight. And he was a huge difference maker in the second half the other night.
Let that young man over there, go ahead and tell everybody who you are.
My name is Mark. I'm in Honolulu. First of all, I want to say our ESPN local guys are absolutely incredible. The most knowledgeable guys on the radio. Number two, as gentleman over there was talking about the re-recruiting, they come here because of you, Coach, because you're the greatest coach I've ever seen. That's bar none.
You know,
I just said he's part of my immediate family, obviously. So. But he's been from day one supportive, and I appreciate it. It means a lot.
And my brother Dan.
No question.
Thank you.
I remember day one. You
were in trouble.
Yes, day one.
Well,
and so
I'm a helper.
But I see you guys in and it's amazing. I go, I look in the crowd maybe a little bit before, but definitely after, and thank everybody who continues to step up and support our guys, and everybody in here. If I haven't said enough, you can't ever say it enough. I thank you guys for supporting this group of kids and for being there. So thank you.
My pleasure. Also, we were talking about recruiting, and when I look at your roster, you have about almost every corner of the globe covered. Yeah. But there is one guy in Antarctica that I think you missed.
We'll find a way.
And I'm sure. Lastly, Bobby brought up a point earlier that that you go down, you take the ball out, you come down, and you set up, and maybe too much, maybe. Baylor last year won the NCAA, and the stat that I remember the most was the time of possession was like 14 seconds. I don't remember exactly. They got the ball shooting faster, noticeably shorter time than any of the other teams, and they won. Anyway, and also another thing to keep them off balance, like do full court press when we're up. Put them off balance. Listen.
I thought he said he was a great coach.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a skier. What do I know?
Everybody, though, I think, Mark, and I think you know this, everybody would love to press. It takes a tremendous price, especially on a team that doesn't have terrific depth. So I think you got to really pick and choose. I get this, and I don't mind, just like the way they'll go to a zone, and it might be a possession. I think press might be valuable on this team for a possession because it can throw another team a little out of kilter. But I don't think, with our current situation on depth, there's 8 scholarship players on this team. If you start depressed, they'd put him in Kahi Mohala.
Well, I'll say this. I think you're right on both points. I think we are objective with this group, and I think I've said this before, and I wish we didn't have to go through some of this, but it is the reality of it, is we've had to kind of redefine our team several times this year. At first, with the depth that we did have, I thought we had the best depth in the conference. I mean, think about
and you might have.
Think about this group right now with Juan and Samuta and Noel. That changes what we can do. So we're working this fall period and practices, and you're watching a different group. You're seeing press, you're seeing zone, you're seeing push. We want to push. We have several guards who can bring it. We have multiple dimensional players. We have shooting. And then we lost a couple of guys. So we're, okay, now we're going to go big with Kamaka at the 3. Okay, then we lost this guy, and we're going to reshift. So I think what you're seeing right now is it's tough because you have a style you're comfortable with and want to get to. To answer your first question, I would say that that's what we want to get to. We want to push more. We want to press more and mix it up. When we've had to wrinkle things for the group, we've now shown it at spots. Here's a press here and there. Here's a zone here and there. We've tried to put more time into figuring out how we can get maybe, Justice up to speed. Kamaka learned the 3. Jerome learned some of the 5 when Monte and Bernardo are out. So I think at the same time, if it makes sense, like you have the balance of what you want to get to, and then you have to kind of navigate through what we're going through. But certainly the objective and the goal and the dream is still right there.
Thank you, Mark. That's a good dialogue. We have to take a quick timeout, but we want to open it up. If anybody else wants to get their 2 cents in, something you want to talk about, you are invited. This is Ruby Tuesdays for Call the Coach.
Protect your family with V-Shield, the next generation of hand sanitizers. As a spray or lotion, V-Shield kills the COVID virus on contact, providing 4 hours of protection. Purchase V-Shield sanitizers at all Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union locations, just $13. With every sanitizer purchase, the credit union will donate a travel spray to a frontline hero. Visit hificu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. All sales final. NovaShield LLC is solely responsible for the content of this advertisement and is the manufacturer and distributor of this product. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union makes no representations or warranties concerning the effectiveness of this product.
Get ready for Woodcraft Hawaii's biggest sale of the spring. That's right, Woodcraft's March Mania sale happens March 14th through the 21st. Score big savings on your favorite brands, including DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Bosch, Jet, Occidental, Laguna, and many more. Enter their Match Mania prize drawing and receive a free gift just for mentioning ESPN Honolulu. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for even more money-saving deals. Woodcraft Hawaii's March Mania sale is a slam dunk.
Hello, Tim here from Midas Hawaii, where we are more than just mufflers. We are complete auto care, rated #1 in customer service. We strive to make your experience more enjoyable, whether it be for a walk-in safety check 6 days a week, brakes to radiators, or oil changes and steering. With 6 locations on Oahu, 2 on the Big Island, 1 on Kauai, our goal is to expedite your service and get you back out on the road. We also want to help you save money. For great rates, check out our webpage at MidasHawaii.com for specials, online deals, for services such as oil change, safety checks, and maintenance packages. And let's not forget about our tire services too. Midas is a one-stop shop for all your car care needs and is proud to be locally owned and operated by the Pereira family. Come in today or call us for an appointment. Remember, it always pays to have the Midas touch.
Here's something new from Paxa, Hawaii's premier technology provider. HPE Electra powers your data from edge to cloud. The HPE data infrastructure is AI-driven, built for cloud, and delivered as a service. The solution provides fast, consistent performance and 99.9999% guaranteed availability. To learn more and to schedule a demo with Paxa, Hawaii's HPE Gold partner, go to paxa.com/Electra. That's paxa.com/ALLETRA.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Come in this month and order any local dish and get the second one for half price. If you haven't tried our hamburger steak plate with 2 patties, please come in. I think it's the best in town. Wash them down with a Miller Coors Light for only $3.69 or order the award-winning Blue Moon for $4.69. Thanks, see you soon and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu.
Tuesdays, this Monday edition of Call the Coach, just so everybody is aware, Hawaii flies out tomorrow morning.
Yep.
We'll get to Santa Barbara, staying at a Courtyard Marriott, which is apparently right on campus, which I've been questioning Dom. I said, really on campus? Because I don't think I bet as many times as I've been there, I've never seen it. But in any case, they'll play UCSB on Thursday. Friday morning, everybody will bust down to CSUN.
Yep.
To get ready for that game. One of the things, like the hotel we stay in when we play CSUN is the hotel we stayed in since you got this job.
Yes.
We stay in the same place.
Yep.
We do this as much as possible. You are really a creature of process and routine.
Yeah, and I blame.
Does anyone ever say?
Can we blame
that
Dom for some of that?
Well, yeah, but Dom follows directions. If you were to say to him, "Let's get crazy. I want to stay at a different hotel than we've ever stayed at each school," he'd do it. But he's comfortable with it.
No, he competes too. I mean, he has his opinion, and he's mixed up a couple of the hotels this time, and it's been good for us. So I'm learning, I'm growing.
Okay. And as you always do. Let's get to a couple of texts. We don't have a ton of time here. I'm just going to be telling you. That's just the fact. Let's get to this. Why does Juan Munoz only have one more year to play? I thought he had more.
No, Juan has one more year to play. And with the clock and some of the experience he's had, I'd love for him to have it.
Oh, God, wouldn't you ever?
I know people know about Samuta when he comes back and things. People haven't really gotten to see Juan enough, but he was, someone obviously that was going to compete for a starting position. Has been an all-conference player. On a team that's one of the best shooting teams we've had. He's arguably our best shooter, and he had successful surgery and he's around the team. He's such a great guy to be around. I can't wait to coach him. I mean, we're coaching him in a different way, a unique way right now, but he is incredible. I mean, I love him to death. We love him to death. The guys love him to death. His poise at the point guard position, his understanding of the game, his intelligence, his skill, and his recovery. Him and Samuta are getting after it to get back. But they've been incredible. So I'd love to coach him and everybody as long as I can. But I'm really excited for how his recovery is going and excited for his healthy season for him next year.
Just a heads up, if you're ever at the ball game half hour early and you're watching the guy shoot, because Juan does shoot, watch him because it's remarkable. I've seen him go through a whole warm-up and not miss a single shot.
I think he's already hit 200 threes or so in his career, and it's a deep range, and it doesn't touch much rim. He's just textbook, and he knows it, and he'll tell you. I mean, at times he can be a quiet guy, but he can also talk.
He's got personality, no question.
Well, he's quiet, he's confident, he's one of the funnier guys on our team as you get to know him, and I'm really excited, obviously, for people to get to watch him play. And I said about his recovery, but I'm just really excited for people to get to know him. We've gotten to know Samuta, and I'm excited that people get to watch him play again. But people haven't gotten to know Juan, and he's a real special kid.
They will, because he's that way. I mean, he's not a shrinking violet. Let's put it that way. We got a couple things, and we only have about a minute and a half here, I think. So I do want to get this. What are the keys playing Santa Barbara at their place? Keys to the game.
Well, look, they were the returning champs. They were picked to win the league, and I said when we played them, they had the returning front court from that team. Norris and So have been all-conference players, so that didn't go away. They threw young guys into the fire. They had a backcourt that was backing up their starters. They've gone better. And then you got these guys. Mitchell, obviously, is the way he's playing, he's player of the week. So those guys have gone better, and now they're the hottest team in the league, just like that. They've won 6 of 7. They're fighting for seedings. We're playing at their place. We had a tough game. We made a heck of a run to come back in that game. They've improved, and we're going through some things. So what a great opportunity, great challenge for our guys to go play against. I think it's their senior night, and it's their last game. Even though it's the Thursday, I think it's their last game before conference tournament. So we'll see a great group that's playing with great momentum at their place and going to give us everything they got.
Okay, CSUN is your final regular season game. I think Trent Johnson's done an unbelievable job with that group. Your thought?
No, remember, they're really one of the more physical teams. They're big inside, and I think we beat them at our place by 7. They cut it down the stretch, and we had played really well. We knew we had to play really well, but they've given everybody a battle, And I think those guys in the backcourt, Hardy and Wright, and combined with the really deep and physical front court, they're playing with a lot more confidence going this final stretch. Everybody's in the same boat in this regard. Yes, we're fighting for seedings and things like that, but they're all fighting for momentum going into the conference tournament. And these games have been battles for so many different opponents, as you've watched in the country and especially in our league down the stretch.
Ron, I think it's been, on balance, a terrific season with some really good things looming. And hopefully it's going to go well. I don't want to say over the next week. Let's say over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, we're packed for hopefully a long trip and be gone for a while. And, obviously this is the 7th straight year we finished on the road, then go right to the conference tournament, and then, obviously our aspirations.
And that's the way you'd like it, because you say whatever it is what you really most hope for.
I mean, I would like it to be mixed up at times, but the decision's been made, so I think it's the greatest decision ever, and I'm messaging that to our guys because I want our guys focused on the focus is on the task at hand, not whining, not complaining. Any of that stuff will never work for you. It never has. It never will. So what a great challenge. We get 2 on the road, stay on the road the rest of the year, and go from there.
All right, great stuff. Thanks so much. Thanks to everybody who came down from all of us at ESPN Honolulu from Ruby Tuesdays. I'm Bobby Curran. Aloha.
This has been Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, and brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, other guards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles in every community. We shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
Well, what are you doing now? With my own TV system, and I just only talk to game up. I'll keep up the record. I'll fix the board, and I get them, take it out. Look at the things that keep expanding stuff is true. It's fucking hot in here. Oh, no.
Wondering what to do with that spare car or truck of yours? Maybe you thought about selling that, but don't want the hassle. You considered giving it to a friend, but not sure if that'll work out. The answer is simple, my friend. Donate your car to Kidney Cars. The National Kidney Foundation of Hawaii is donating free insights to great Canada. So go online today to kidneyhi.org and schedule a free Kidney Cars pickup. Kidneyhi.org. So sports stands for the group. This response stands for sports stands for wages, cultural positions, and all the accessories
No, because I thought he picked out a winner for baseball. I never got the info. No, but I thought he was going to walk up because I was still taking up the front. I don't know what you remember what game it was? The back page. Is Sheldon over there? The back page. I'll figure it out. Oh, it's an 18? Yeah, it's now 8. 5-3. I have it on my phone. It's tied up. 5, yeah. We tied up 5-5 right now. Top of the 9. 5-5? Yeah, top of the 5-5. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. How did they let them come back? Come on.